If you call it an Instapot, I will find you and hunt you down. No, I'm just kidding. But I really don't like that. It's called an Instant Pot. Hi, I'm Beth from Past the Plants, where I make plant-based recipes that anyone can enjoy. So whether you are an omnivore, carnivore, vegan, paleo, keto, I don't know, any way you want to eat, if you want to learn more about how to cook plant-based meals that satisfy everyone, you've come to the right place because I'm here to help you do just that. Okay, so today I am going to be talking to you about how to overcome your fear about using your Instant Pot. If you don't have an Instant Pot, perhaps this isn't the video for you, and that's totally okay. But maybe you're thinking about getting one and you're intimidated about it, and so maybe this is the video for you that will push you over the edge to purchase this glorious machine right here. So I've owned an Instant Pot now for 3 years, maybe more, and this is a 6-quart duo. It's the 7-in-1, and I got it specifically because the 7-in-1 because I wanted to use the yogurt feature, and that I make plant-based yogurt, soy-based yogurt, and I turn that into the most amazingly, ridiculously good, realistic sour cream you've ever tasted. And yes, there will be a video about that soon. But in the meantime, I just really wanted you to feel confident about taking your Instant Pot out of the box for the first time, because I know a lot of people get them. Maybe they get them as gifts or they purchase them for themselves and then they sit in a corner. So let's get it out of the box. But Beth, this one's already out of the box. I know. So I've had this one for a while, but I just got for Christmas an 8-quart Instant Pot, and I left it in the box on purpose so that we could unbox it together and do a couple of quick cooks in it to try out a couple things so that you can have some success right out of the gate and you can feel like you're an Instant Pot expert, you know, right away, and you'll feel empowered to go and take on another recipe. So let's get started. Oh my gosh, it really wasn't that heavy. I've been working out. Here is the 8-quart. This is exactly how it arrived from Amazon. Thank you, UPS. And I'm going to open it now. So let's see. Wonder if this qualifies frustration-free packaging on Amazon. I'm not frustrated yet, so that's a good sign. All right. I feel like there should be music or something. Okay, hang on. Dun, 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 dun. It's the 8-quart Instant Pot. Isn't it beautiful? This box is way nicer than the one I got for the 6-quart. This is lovely. So, yep, okay. But the box is going away, so that's why it's called an unboxing, right? Here we go. I can open things. All right. It lists everything we need: the manual, recipe book, quick reference guide, rice paddle and soup spoon. Ooh, a soup spoon. Measuring cup, condensation collector, and steam rack. Let's make sure all those things are actually in here. All right, we have some books. You're honestly not going to use those very much. I just got to tell you that right now. Sorry, Instant Pot. True. All right. Oh, let's see how much bigger this is. Whoa. All right, that's going over there. Yep, it's big, all right. Fit my whole head in there. That would be where to go. Okay. Well, it looks almost exactly the same. The button sizes and fonts are a little bit different, and things are in different spots, but it's essentially the same features. Okay, so plug it in. Oh, that's interesting. Feels like the cord is smaller. That's not bad though. Okay. Warning! Warning! Hot steam from steam release valve can cause burns. Yeah, this is where a lot of the pressure comes out. This guy right here. Let's see if I can show you. So we've got the, like, isn't that a fun noise, by the way? Like the little steam pressure release. It has to be sealed when you're actually cooking with pressure, and then when you want to release the pressure, then you turn it the other way and it releases it. But a bunch of steam comes out of here during cooking, sometimes a little bit, but especially when you're releasing the pressure at the end. So that's the little valvey thingy bobber. Okay. Cool. So we got our user manual. We have to do the water test. That's just to make sure that the pot is working properly. So let's find out where this water test is. Okay, getting started. That's a good place to start. To remove the lid, hold the handle. Turn the lid counterclockwise and lift. You've already seen me do that. Okay, lid is off. Remove the inner pot from the cooker. Ta-da! So this is the inner pot. This is where you actually do cooking. The stuff down here, see that? That's where the heating, that's where it kind of like rests down. The heating element is underneath there. You never want to pour anything down in there. Don't do that. There's always, but if it happens, it's okay. You can dump it out and just let it air dry and it should be okay. And we got our, I lost mine. I'm kind of glad to find this, but I actually don't ever use it. But it's kind of nice to have, I guess. And I love this. It's a little soup ladle. And a rice paddle. We're going to use that in a minute. And here's yield condensation collector. Sometimes condensation will build up and you can actually catch it down here. I've never even used mine. I've never even noticed it have a lot of condensation. So collect condensation if you would like, but you don't have to. Okay, and then you have, this is really cool. This is like a little trivet. There's all sorts of accessories you can get for an Instant Pot. I haven't gotten any yet. I really want to though, but I haven't found any to quite yet for what I do. But I steam potatoes, like whole potatoes or baby potatoes, on this all the time in here. It fits a ton. Oh, the acorn's gonna fit even more. And I really love using it for that. So nice to have another one of these. Oh, this is so shiny and beautiful. My 6-quart's not shiny and beautiful anymore. Okay, so this is the pot. This is where all the magic happens. It's got some lines inside that give you like, let you know what the max line or the maximum amount you can fill it is. So that way you know that you're not gonna do something bad to yourself. So we'll get that back in here. And now it says, add food and liquids to the inner pot as the recipe directs. Okay, well that's a good idea. Oh, here we go. See, I didn't do this ahead of time on purpose. I forgot what the water test was all about. And so I wanted to do it how you would do it if you were opening the box. So we're just doing this together. In fact, if you have an Instant Pot in the box and you're watching this video, pause, go get that sucker and do this with me, okay? All right, cool. That's what the pause button's for. So when doing the initial test run, fill the inner pot, this, with 3 cups of water using the plastic measuring cup provided. Okay, well, that will be a good use for it. Okay, see manual for complete details. Okay, here I come. Hi, manual. Initial test run. Okay, we got there. To familiarize yourself with the Instant Pot and see if the cooker is working properly, add 3 measuring cups of water into the inner pot. Okay, one moment. A 1. A 2. And a 3. Okay, I should tell you that this is not a full cup. It's like just almost, this is the 3/4 mark and it goes, might be just bare. I think it's like a rice cooker measuring cup. And so it's not quite a full cup. So if you're ever, you don't use this for baking or any accurate kind of measurements. Okay, we have our water in there. Ta-da! And now we close the lid. We get to hear that beep again. All right. And press, turn the steam release handle to the sealing position. So it's the one that says sealing. So use that one. And it doesn't like satisfyingly click or anything. You don't really know it's in that position. You basically just have to push it until it can't go anymore. That's when you know. Then press the steam button and press the plus or minus keys to adjust time to 2 minutes. Okay. Steam key, where's the steam key? Hello, steam, there you are. And then it starts at 10, so you change it down to 2. And then you don't do anything else, you just leave it alone. It says the preheating cycle will start after 10 seconds and the cooker will display on. Are you gonna do that? Yup! traces of steam will release until the float valve pops up. What's the float valve? There's a little, I'm gonna show you. See that right there? That will pop up. Well, it shouldn't be up now. Hold on. Oh, that's new to me. Okay, so in my Instant Pot, my 6-quart, it goes flush with the top of the lid there, the valve does, when it's come to pressure. But I think what's gonna happen is that this is actually gonna come up above the surface, which is new to me. I've never had that before, so that's new to this model. So, okay, cool, we're learning something together. So that's what we're gonna look for, is that's gonna pop up. Okay, so now it's set to 2 minutes. The steam program will begin when working pressure is reached. After the cooking cycle has completed, the cooker will beep and switch to keep warm mode if the auto keep warm function is on. And I believe it is. Oh, but I can turn it off. Okay, so that's cool. So the way that you know that the water test has succeeded is that this valve will pop up when it reaches pressure, and then this will count down. Once the actual pressure is reached, the timer will start to count down, and then you'll hear some satisfying beeps to let you know that the cooking time has elapsed. And it will go right into keep warm, or it will just shut off. And then you can release the pressure using the valve, or you can do, that's called a quick release, or you can do a natural pressure release, which if you're doing the water test, you might as well just see some steam action happen and get things cleaned out. And then right after that, I'm gonna show you how to make quinoa in the Instant Pot, because it is super easy to do. And it's one of the best things that I like to do to bulk cook is that's one of the reasons I use the Instant Pot so much, is to bulk cook things like quinoa, so that I can have it already cooked, ready to go for use whenever I want, either in the freezer or the fridge. So stay tuned, we'll be back to take a look when the valve pops up. Will be an exciting moment. Okay, the water test is almost over. The time has elapsed, the valve popped up. I actually really love this new feature that the valve pops up above the surface of the little lid here, because before you could tell, but you had to look really closely, and even from now from a distance you could see if it's popped up. And it also tinted red at the top, like a dark pink, and it wasn't before, so I liked that. One thing that happened that I was kind of surprised about is that there was quite a bit of steam that came out of the sealing valve at first, and I was like, oh, is that supposed to happen? But then it subsided and everything was okay. So now we're going to release the pressure, because this valve is still up, so we know this pot is pressurized. Well, I do, and now you do. When the valve is up, it's under pressure. You shouldn't try to take this lid off ever when that valve is up, because there's tons of pressure built up inside, cooking that water, you know, and then you have to release it somehow. So you can either wait and just go about your business, and that's a natural pressure release. And some of my recipes and methods do call for that, including the one that we're going to do next. But the other times you can release the pressure quickly, and it will, like in the case of steaming potatoes, for example, and then it's just be quick and easy. So let's do that. And all you do, you just flip the valve from sealing to venting. Just like that. So, ta-da! It's like a little party in your kitchen. Woo! Releasing the pressure! It does kind of feel like you're relaxing a little bit as the pressure is up. And then it slowly changes, comes down, calming down. It's like when I get mad. And that never happens, right? Bottle up and explode. Don't let your emotions stay in your pressure cooker. Release in your Instant Pot. Let some of it out. It's okay. All right, so now it's almost done, and then we'll know as soon as that valve comes down, that valve sinks back down to its starting position, then it's safe to open the lid and wash out the Instant Pot, dry it, and then we'll do our quinoa. It'll be awesome. But if you don't want to do the quinoa, don't keep watching this part. You know, obviously, now your Instant Pot has been broken in. It has been initiated. It is ready for you to take on whatever Instant Pot cooking adventure awaits you. Okay, the valve just dropped down. So I hope that even if you don't go on to the next step of cooking the quinoa with us, I hope that you will see that this was not so difficult. I did it right with you. And you can, if you didn't have your Instant Pot with you and you want to do it later, just pull it out and face your fear. Open the box, take it out, find out what it can do, and we'll tackle it together. So now we can open this up. And hey, there's steamy water in there. It cooked the water, woohoo! One thing I want to show you that's pretty cool is that this little guy right here can fit right into this slot. It's a lid holder, pretty cool. So from here, we are just going to dump out the water, dry out the pot, and come back really well because that's important. I'll show you why in a minute. We'll come back and make a batch of quinoa. Stay tuned. Okay, so now you've done the water test. You found out that your Instant Pot works perfectly. You know how to look for the release valve or the pressure valve coming up above. Or if you have an older model, it might only come flush with the lid, and that's totally cool. And you know that it is now time to actually cook something that you can eat. You need to have that success moment, okay? So I picked something that is super, super easy. It's fast, and I mean, it's not instant, but it is fast, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So quinoa is one of those things that people either love or they hate, and a lot of times if they hate it, it's because they don't like the texture that it is. And that's because most of the time the cooking instructions call for way more water than you need. And I have a post on Past the Plants called How to Cook Perfect Quinoa. That's all about cooking it on the stovetop. And so it's a lower water to quinoa ratio than the instructions typically call for. But in the Instant Pot, you even need less water because there's no evaporation when it's taking in as much moisture as it can. So you actually have the easiest formula to remember when it comes to cooking quinoa in the Instant Pot. It is 1 cup of quinoa to 1 cup of water for 1 minute in the Instant Pot. Now before I go any further with that, 1 minute in the Instant Pot does not equal 1 minute. It is definitely not instant. And that's one of the things that most people have a hard time wrapping their brain around, why a machine like this would be called the Instant Pot if really isn't that much quicker. The reason that I love to cook in it is because I can start something and walk away. I don't have to monitor it in the slightest other than to pay attention to when the cooking time is up. That's it. And in the case of quinoa actually, because this particular method calls for a natural release, which we talked about, then you don't even have to be in the room when the timer goes off. You can just press this little keep warm function and let it hang out for as long as you want. So we are going to do 4 cups of quinoa to 4 cups of water in the 8-quart Instant Pot. But what I want to show you is a little trick to make the quinoa texture even better than simply by using less water. And that is to dry toast it first. Okay, so to dry toast the quinoa, first you're going to press the saute button, and then you can press it again to use this less feature or more. There's less, normal, and more. I'm not really sure what temperatures those equate to, but I usually try to go with less just so that I don't accidentally burn the quinoa as I'm toasting it. I kind of just want to treat it as I do on the stovetop, which I would dry toast quinoa in the stovetop over like medium heat, low medium heat. So it's already warm, I think from before too, but it's gonna heat up pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get my quinoa in there. 4 cups, a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. All right, cool. So now from here, I'm gonna use my little spatula here, and all you do is you just stir it every so often for maybe like 3 to 4 minutes, but your nose will tell you when it's kind of getting toasty. It'll start to just take on kind of a quinoa toasty smell. But you definitely don't want to let it go unstirred because then not all of it will get toasted and it could burn. So you just kind of want to give it a toss every few minutes. And yes, this does take a little longer than to just dump it in there and cook, which you can do. Like it's not going to be the end of the world. But I have had reports from people that toasting it has made a significant difference for them in enjoying the flavor. So you do you. So we'll be back in just a minute once it's been toasted, and then we'll add the water. Okay, we have dry toasted. It's smelling good, smelling toasty, very nice. And now it's time to add the water. So we did 4 cups of quinoa, and we have 4 cups of water. I'm not using this, I'm using just like a regular liquid measuring cup. So 4 cups of water to 4 cups of quinoa. This is gonna steam because it's hot in there. Okay, so then you just stir it around. Kind of break up any clumpy bits, if there are any. It's not gonna be the end of the world. And then if any little bits of quinoa get stuck to the side, just like to try to push them down under the water so that they're submerged and they cook properly. Look at them in there. Come on, little quinoas. Okay, now we are going to put the lid on. Ta-da! I can hear that sound again. Put the valve, the sealing valve to sealing, not venting. And then we're going to cancel this out. Oh, learning something again. Okay, so first you pressure cook. And then you can change the pressure level to low or high. I haven't ever had to use for low. I honestly don't know how to use low pressure. I'm just being honest with you. I haven't seen many methods that call for it. So now I need to change the time down to 1 minute just by pressing the minus sign. Okay, so now this, and I'm leaving it on the keep warm function because I want it to be able to hang out in there for an hour or 2 after it's done cooking if I'm not ready to use it. So that lovely beep lets us know that the Instant Pot has accepted our request to cook quinoa at high pressure for 1 minute. Now, it's gonna take a little time to build up to that pressure, and then that valve will come up, and then the 1 minute cooking time will start. So that's where the 1 minute comes into play, the actual cooking time. But then, once the cooking time is up, we're going to let this naturally release the pressure, and that way we're not releasing a ton of quinoa starchy steam out of here, and we're letting that water take time to fully absorb into all the quinoa seeds. And so that's why we do that. And that takes about 15 minutes. And at the 15-minute mark, if it's not quite done, you can totally just release whatever remaining pressure is there. I do that all the time. Sometimes I don't want to wait. But you do need to let it go for at least 10 to 15 minutes, and that way the texture is going to be exactly what you want it to be. And then after that time is up, we'll come back and I'll show you how beautiful, fluffy, and light cooked quinoa in the Instant Pot is with this method. See you soon, guys. Okay, so the Instant Pot just beeped and now it is keeping warm. So, but it's still at pressure. So see, it's still, that pressure valve's still up. So after 15 minutes, we'll wait to see if that pressure valve has gone down. If it hasn't, we'll go ahead and release any remaining pressure. And then I'll show you this beautiful quinoa. Also, this is probably the nicest this Instant Pot will ever look. Enjoy its glory now. Okay, so the valve went down and we are ready to take off the lid. Why isn't that working? Oh, there we go. Ta-da! Ooh, steamy. Hello. Okay, so you can kind of see how all the water is absorbed. There's nothing pooling at the bottom, but yet it's not mushy or soggy. It's light and fluffy and ready to be enjoyed. Look at that. That's so cute. And you can see the little curly cute tails. So this is, to me, perfectly cooked quinoa. Like, it's light and easy to use. And you can freeze a bunch of it. And it cooked while I did nothing. I didn't have to monitor it. I didn't have to watch anything. And there you have it. It's wonderful quinoa. Yay. Okay, plant eaters. So now you have gotten over your fear of using your Instant Pot. You, like me, took your Instant Pot out of the box finally. You opened it up, you did the water test, you made sure it worked, and then you cooked your very first pot of quinoa in your new Instant Pot, and it came out perfectly because you're awesome, and so was the Instant Pot. And by the way, if you call it an Instapot, I will find you and hunt you down. No, I'm just kidding. But I really don't like that. It's called an Instant Pot. But I still love you if you call it an Instapot. I'll just never do it. And I might walk away from you if you do it to me. Just kidding. Oh, these things that we get upset about in life. Anyway, so I hope that you feel inspired now to go forth and make the biggest pot of quinoa that you can in whatever size Instant Pot you have. Or to just cook anything else in your Instant Pot that you've been itching to cook. Get over your fear. Do the thing. Make it happen. You're awesome. All right, so check back here next week for another video of great plant-based recipes that anyone can enjoy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends. You can, send a carrier pigeon to your pal in Timbuktu and let them know, hey, this gal's cooking up some good seeds. Yeah. All right, guys, have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.